Welcome to Vision Academy. This is the third video on ANOVA. In this video, I will calculate a problem on one-way ANOVA with considering all the assumption and steps that are attached with one-way ANOVA. Before watching this video, kindly watch my second video on ANOVA where I have explained steps to be followed while calculating one-way ANOVA very briefly for your understanding. Then let us go for a problem. Well, this is a problem for which we need to set up ANOVA table and state if the variety differences are significant. In the problem, we have to state whether the variety differences are significant, where MN India Limited is supplying the varieties of maize seeds to W, X, Y and Z. These are plots of land, and here MN India supplying varieties of A, B, C. So here we need to set up ANOVA table and we have to state whether variety differences are significant or not. So for that we are also having data relating to that. We know that popular variety are A, B, C. So production of varieties, these are A, B, C are production of variety, and also we are having plot of land are W, X, Y and Z. So here we are going to solve a problem on ANOVA instead of 2 sample t-test because we are having 3 sample here. It goes to K level. So A, B, C we have 3 sample and which is perfectly ANOVA type of problem. And we have to decide whether, very importantly, we have to decide whether it is a one-way ANOVA or two-way ANOVA. This is a very important consideration. For that we need to look into the problem first. So in the problem they are asking set up an ANOVA table and state this is very important, and state if the variety differences are significant. They are asking a question if the variety differences are significant. So which means we have to consider only one factor. The one factor is variety differences. So that is production variety differences. Here the popular varieties are A, B and C. So the problem is asking us to consider if the variety differences are significant. It is not talking about plot of land. Even though we are having the details of plot of land, we are asked to state if the variety differences are significant, which means this is a one-way ANOVA. One-way ANOVA, as I told you in my earlier video, we have to consider one factor under study. So one factor, that production of variety is an independent variable in this case. This is a one factor. So we have to calculate one-way ANOVA. You need to clearly distinguish between one-way ANOVA and two-way ANOVA. In one-way ANOVA, we have to consider only one factor under study. If it is a two-way ANOVA, we have to consider two factors under study. In the problem, they are asking state if the variety differences are significant, which means they are asking us to test the one factor for the study, so which is a one-way ANOVA. So after deciding whether it is one-way ANOVA or two-way ANOVA, let us go for further steps. Let us consider some of the steps that are going to consider for calculating one-way ANOVA. These are the steps, and these steps are explained in detail in my earlier video. Please do refer that video, which is available in the description box. But however, I will brief it here. Firstly, we need to set up null and alternative video hypothesis. Formulation of hypothesis video is also available in the description box. You can refer to that. After that, secondly, we have to find out grand total, which is a sum of all the data. And third step, we have to find out correction factor and raw sum of square and total sum of square, and SST sum of square due to treatment, and SSE sum of square due to errors, and mean sum of squares due to treatment, and mean sum of square due to error, and finally we will find F ratio. So these are the steps you need to come across while you are calculating one-way ANOVA. Let us calculate one by one then. So then we have to firstly set up one null and alternative hypothesis for that matter. Since we are considering in this problem, we are considering 3 sample, that is A, B, C. These are the varieties. So we have 3 mu's under study. So if mu1, mu2, mu3 denote the average score of maize seed, seeds of ABC varieties. We have to give a mathematical indication for ABC variety. So we have denoted mu1, mu2, mu3 for ABC varieties. Then our null hypothesis would be mu1 is equal to mu2 is equal to mu3 equal. In the problem they have asked us to test if there is any varieties differences, if there any significant differences exist among three varieties. So my null hypothesis would be mu1 is equal to mu1, mu2 is equal to and mu3. So which means in the statement wise I can say that there is no significant differences between maize seed varieties. So my null hypothesis is there is no significant differences between the varieties. Since my null hypothesis is there is no significant differences exist among the three varieties, my alternative hypothesis should be mu1 not equal to mu2 not equal to mu3, which means there is a significant differences among three varieties. So variety differences exist and the variety differences is significant. This is my alternative hypothesis. So my step 1 is over. In this case we set up null and alternative hypothesis for the problem. And in the step 2 let us calculate step 2 and step 2 here. Firstly let us consider step 2, that is grand total. So before calculating grand total we need to prepare this table. Very importantly I will show you how to prepare this table. Once you prepare this table we can just pick the data and put into the formula directly. So we have three varieties A, B and C. So we have sample of those three varieties here 6, 7, 3, 8, 5, 5, 3, 7, 5, 4, 3, 4 which are taken from the problem. Now what I want to do is we have to square each variety, that is 6 into 6, that is A square. 6 into 6 36, 7 into 7 49, 3 into 3 9, 8 square 64 and 5 square 25, 5 square 25, 3 square 9, 7 square 49 and 5 square 25, 4 square 16, 3 square 9, 4 square 16. So after squaring all the samples like this, let us calculate each the values of A and A square, B and B square, C and C square. So A is sum of the value of A is 24, B 20, C 16, A square 158, B square 108, C square 66. Now let us consider second step, that is grand total. So grand total in the sense sum of all the sample value. So for that I have to take 24, here it is 24 plus 20, 20 plus 16. So we have three sample under study, three varieties. So I have taken three varieties, sum of the three varieties. So 20 plus 24 plus 16, that equals to 60. So grand total is 60. Then let us move on to third step, that is correction factor. So what is the formula for correction factor? That's very simple, g square divided by n. So we have to make a g square. Grand total is 60 and make it square divided by number of sample in the study. So 60, here I will consider 60. Here n means n1, n2, n3. We have three varieties, that A is a n, B is a n2, C is a n3. So since n will be here equals to n1, n2, n3. So 60 square divided by 12. 12 comes for A variety has 4 sample, B variety has 4 sample, C variety is also having 4 sample. 4 into 3, 12. So n1 plus n2 plus n3 will be 12. 60 square by 12 would be 60 square is 3600 by 12. So correction factor is 300. So by this way we also found correction factor. Then let us move to the next step. So that is sum of squares. In the sum of square, let's calculate step 4, that is a raw sum of square. So on the right side I have again copied the same table that I squared and made the sum of all the squared and other values also, which will be used directly. We can take the values that I have calculated here for the further studies. So here we need to observe the raw sum of square formula, that is summation k I is equal to 1, summation ni j is equal to 1 y square ij, which mean we have to square all the values whether it is k or n, then we have to add all other values. So firstly we have made all the squares in the table only. For that I have pasted it again. Then it means we can consider it directly. So since we have to take sum of square here, so that is RSS, so I have to consider sum of square. We have made a square, b square, c square in the last three columns. These are just square, and this is what? This is a sum of square, sum of all square. So we can directly take these three value into the raw sum of square, and we can add it together. So that is what I have made here. 158 is a square, that's a sum of square of a, and 108 is a b square, that is a sum of square of b, and 66 is c square, that's a sum of square of c. So the raw sum of square of this for this example is 158 plus 108 plus 66. The raw sum of square would be that 332. So by this way we also finished step 4. So after step 4 let us consider one more sum of square, that is step 5, that is TSS, that total sum of square. Formula for TSS is RSS minus CF, raw sum of square minus correction factor. So here we found raw sum of square. Raw sum of square for this problem is 332, and we also found correction factor. Correction factor is 300. Then let us subtract correction factor by raw sum of square. So correction factor is 300, as I told you. Raw sum of square is 332, and since 332 minus 300, our total sum of square in this example is 32. So we also finished step 5. Let us move to the next step. We need to find out another two sum of square, that is SST and SSE. Let us consider sum of square due to treatment first. So that is sum of square due to treatment, which is a step 6. And we know that formula for sum of square due to treatment, which I have explained in my last video. So that formula is SST equals to T1 square by N1, T2 square by N2, T3 square by N3, Tn square by N3. Sorry, Nn minus correction factor. So what is this T? That's a table. So here T for T indicates column. Very simple. T indicates column here, and N1 indicates number of sample in that column. So T1 is a sum of all the values in the column. N1 is a number of sample in that column. So T2 is a sum of all the values in the second column, and N2 is a number of sample in the second column, and T3 is a sum of all the values in the third column, and N3 is number of sample in the third column. So we have 4 sample each in each columns, and let us consider that sum of the values of first column, second column, and third column. First column sum of value is 24, second column 20, and third column is 16. So when we add this to the formula, 24 square by 4, 4 is the number of sample in the first column, and 20 square by 4, and 16 square by 4, and CF correction factor is 300. When I simplify that further, 24 square, that's 24 into 24, 576, 20 into 20, 400, 16 into 16, 256, and by 4 remains same. When we simplify it further, so 576 by 4, that is 144, 400 by 4, 100, 256 by 4, 64, and minus 300. So when we add this portion, the positive values, that comes to 308 and 300, same thing. So by this way we got sum of square due to treatment. Our in this example sum of square due to treatment is 08. So when we subtract 308 by correction factor 300, we got sum of square due to treatment is 0.08. Then let us move to the another step in the sum of square only, that is sum of square due to errors. So we also want to find out the due to errors of sum of square. The formula for calculating sum of square due to error is TSS minus SST. SST just now we found that in the last step. So that TSS in this example 32, we found this in the earlier step. You can go back to that if you are noting down this problem. And SST we found that in the last step, that's 8. So when we subtract 32 8, we will get sum of square due to errors. So sum of square due to error is 24. 32 minus 8, that is 24. So by this way we come across 7th step which completes sum of square. Now we have to find mean sum of square in the next steps. So in the mean sum of square we have MSST and MSSE. Let us consider first step, that is 8th step, mean sum of square due to treatment. We found that SST, sum of square due to treatment. Now we have to find mean sum of square due to treatment, and we know that formula for finding a mean sum of square due to treatment. The formula is MSST is equal to SST by K minus 1. And we know that we found SST in the last step. SST is 0.08. And we want to know what is this K. I told you already ANOVA goes for K level. In this example, we are not having only 2. If it is 2, we could go for 2 sample t-test. We have 3 sample, that is A, B, C, which is a K level. In this example, we have 3 groups, that is K. We also having W, X, Y, Z. We are not going to consider that here as K, just because our interested we are asked to test whether if there is any varieties, significant difference between variety. So for our consideration, for our situation, K is 3. So 3 sample, 3 groups. So SST, I will apply this to the formula. SST is 0.8 and K is 3 minus 1. So when I simplify that, 8 by 2, that MSST is 4. Now let us calculate another step, that is mean sum of square due to errors. This is a step number 9. We know that we are also having formula for mean sum of square due to errors also. So since we are considering error, we have to take the values of SSE. You can differentiate here only. This is SSE. For that SSE, we have to consider in MSSE, we have to consider SSE. Here also you can see SST. So we have to consider SST only. Only the difference exists on degree of freedom. For SST, we have to take that K levels, that number of groups, and for SSE we have to subtract that K by number of sample in this example. So SSE divided by N minus K. So we know that we found SSE in the last step, that SSE is in this example is 24. Now I will show you. We know that K also, K is 3 in this example I showed you while I am calculating MSST. We want to know N. So that's, as I told you, number of N. N is equal to that, as I told you, N1 plus N2 and plus N3. So we are having 4 sample in each column, in each sample group, that 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 into 3, 12. So N in this example is 12 and K in this example is 3. So then 24, SSE is 24, N is 12 and K is 3. So 24 by 12 minus 3. When we simplify that, 24 by 9. So which equals to 2.67. So 2.67 is MSSE. So by this way we also finished mean sum of squares also. In the mean sum of square we have considered 8th step, that is MSST, and 9th step, that is MSSE. So finally now we can go to the table. In the table only we can find F ratio. So let us plot to the table all the data that we found. Let us plot to the table. Before that, let us understand what is table again. I have explained this table in my earlier video also. Now I am just showing you to brief it. So here we have to consider sum of squares. In the sum of square we have three sum of square, that is SST, SSE and TSS. So which means we have to plot the data of sum of square in this column, that is SST, SSE and TSS, and mean sum of square in this column. We have two mean sum of square, that's MSST and MSSE. We also found all the details, just we have to plot all the details into this table, and we will calculate F ratio. At the end, for F ratio we will divide MSST by MSSE. So then let's go to the table then. So in the sum of square we have two sum of square, as I told you, that's SST. This is a SST. Here it is a treatment. Since it is a treatment, for sum of square we have to give treatment, then it becomes SST, sum of square due to treatment. So we have to plot the data of SST here, that's 0.08, and it is error. So since it is error, sum of square due to error, and I have considered SSE here, error. And when we add this together, that's 8 plus 24, which becomes 32, which must be tallied. Then only your problem is right. You can take granted for that your problem is right. And mean sum of square, we know that mean sum of square we have calculated in my earlier slide, that's 4, and mean sum of square due to error is 2.67. mean sum of square due to treatment is 4. In the treatment I have taken MSST, in the error I have taken MSSE. And what about this degree of freedom? The degree of freedom relating to MSST I have considered here. For the MSST, degree of freedom is k minus 1. Number of groups in this example is 3. So k is replaced by 3. 3 minus 1, 2. And here n minus k for MSSE, n is 12 and k is 3. 12 minus 3 is equal to 9. And again when we add 2 plus 9, which must be equal, that is 11. So for here n minus 1, n is 12 minus 1, 11. And let us calculate F ratio then. F ratio is MSST by MSSE. MSST is 4, MSSE 2.67. Then F ratio is 1.47. So by this way we found F ratio by considering all the 10 steps for this example. Now we have to take a decision. In the decision we have to compare our calculated value, F calculated value. This is a F calculated value. F ratio is a F calculated value. F calculated value is tabulated value. To know the tabulated value, we have to go for F distribution. Since we are doing this with F ratio, we have to see the tabulated value for ANOVA in F distribution. Let us then open F distribution. Before that we need one information to plot into the F distribution. Let us see here, this is a V1, this is a V2. V1 is a numerator and V2 must be a denominator. So treatment is a numerator, that is V1, and error is a denominator, that is V2. And we need one more information here, that is significance level. We need significance level. Since in this problem there is a significance level is not given, so you can see that problem, you can go back and see the problem. Since there is no significance level is given in this problem, let us consider an imaginary significance level, generally used imaginary significance level, that's 5%. So let us see V1 and V2 for 5% significance level in F distribution. So this is a F distribution. As I told you, in the F distribution we have to plot V1 and V2 value. As I told you, V1 is numerator and V2 is denominator. And very importantly, we have different types of F distribution. This distribution for 10% level of significance, that alpha 0.1. Since we have imagined 5% level of significance, we have to look another table. So this is about 1%, that's 10% level of significance. So I will go for 5% level of significance then. So this is 5% level of significance. You can see in the upper upper here 0.05, which means 5% level of significance. As I told you, numerator is V1, denominator is V2. So numerator value is in our example is 2, denominator value is in our example 9. So that's very easy to locate in F distribution. It is not so difficult as you thought. To plot to the F distribution, we need three information, that's 0 alpha significance level and V1 and V2. So once you got V1 and V2, V1 is 2 in this example, we have to look in the 2, V1, 2, this is a V1, this all columns are V1 and all rows are V2, and our V2 is 9 here, V1 is 2, V2 is 9, then our value, our required value is this. So F table value TV for V1 to V2 9 is 4.26 in 5% level of significance. You need to take a right information, right table value, then you can compare the table value with calculated value. So let us compare table value with calculated value then. So as I told you, our calculated value is 1.49. That's a calculated value, and table value, F table value at 5% level of significance with V1 to V2 9 degree of freedom is 4.26 that we obtained from the table. Just now we got to know from the table this value, and now it is a time to take decision. Here very simple to accept null hypothesis. Calculated value, that F calculated value must be lesser than F table value, which means if you want to accept the null hypothesis, F table value must be higher than F calculated value. Then we have F calculated value is 1.49 and F table value is 4.26. Then what should we ask? We have to accept the null hypothesis. So conclusion, since calculated value is lesser than F table value, we may accept the null hypothesis and conclude that popular varieties A, B and C do not differ significantly. So what is our null hypothesis? Mu1 equals to mu2 equals to mu3, which means mu1, mu2, mu3 do not differ significantly. We can't say which are equal. We can say mu1, mu2, mu3 do not differ significantly, but they can differ a little bit. So by this way we accepted null hypothesis. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you got the thorough understanding on how to calculate one-way analysis of variance problem. Please don't forget to subscribe to my Vision Academy YouTube channel, and I have referred these materials to study this problem and present this problem, and thank you so much.